Tyres Caterham Tracksport Championship, first race of the weekend. The revs are going up. Stephen Nuttall and Christian Zaruta on the front row of the grid. Nick Portlock and Ian Sparshot on row 2. From Mike Evans and Richard Nordhoff, Andrew Sinclair and David Russell, Tony Mingoya and Alec Hayden, with Weaver, Coulton, Richterink, Masayada, Taylor, Hume. Away we go, and it's a great start from Nuttall. He gets a textbook getaway. Zaruta is away with him. Sparshot got an initially good getaway, but now he's falling away. Mike Evans has got a great start in the 20.
Yeah, that was a great start there from the pole man. He just managed to give Zaruta also had a fairly good start, but they're all bunching up now, all on the inside. Who's that trying to go around the outside? We seem to see that in every race. And I think they've managed. Oh no, they've gone off, have they?
Yeah, there's been a couple of drivers running off the circuit. I don't know if it's a big accident or if it's just a couple of drivers running wide.
Yeah, Nuttall made no mistakes at the start there. He held the inside line going into Dean Hairpin, and he has in turn got a very good lead. Now it'll be interesting to see, because in qualifying he set a blistering pace out up front. So will he do what we saw Heaton do earlier in the road sport race?
That's a very good point. Yes, there is yellow flags out. There is yellow flags out. Somebody has gone off on the run towards pit path. A couple of drivers have gone off.
Is there oil on the track?
I wonder. Yes, there might be oil on the circuit. In fact, it looks like safety car, safety car, safety car. So that is the reason there has been an accident or two on the circuit, and a couple of drivers have been taken off the circuit as a result of that one. We think there is oil down on the circuit, and that is going to cause a bit of a melee. Drivers still racing. Drivers still racing and overtaking. They really should have seen the yellow flags by now. Now they do. And that means they get themselves into a formation position. The safety car is out on the circuit, and so the drivers will just have to line up in formation while the incident is attended to. So as they come through at the end of the first lap, we'll take a look. It's very true. Could be a bit of a clumsy restart here then. We'll have to have a look. Stephen Nuttall coming out of the final corner. He needs to nail the throttle at exactly the right moment. Now he has nailed it. Oh, he has recovered very well from that.
Silenced the criticisms we were throwing at him just then. Look at that for a restart. And Zaruta's coming under pressure there from the 93 Dan Sinclair, whose brilliant start to this race continues. I think he's got around the outside of turn 1. Yes, he has. And he's already ahead for the braking zone. Look at him. Wow, Sinclair is absolutely flying. He nearly had a go on Nuttall there as well.
He certainly did. Absolutely great restart from both the leaders, Nuttall and Sinclair. So Stephen Nuttall gets himself out into the lead, and that really couldn't have been timed any better as far as he's concerned. He's got that one working perfectly. Everybody just about bunching through the second hairpin. Dean Hairpin for the first time on this new restart. But it is as they were. Andrew Sinclair moving up into second position, having taken on Zaruta. Zaruta's got to be careful because he's got the championship leader, Tony Mingoya, sat on his tail, and he is not going to take fourth position lying down. He's going to try and get back up into the podium, and if not, he's going to try and make his move for second position, possibly even first. He is now in the firing line for a victory here, and it isn't going to be too long before he starts knocking on the door of a race win.
Yeah, he looked like he was sizing up a move into Graceland's there, but perhaps he's going to be waiting for tyres, and we'll just wait for them now. Look at Mingoya, yeah, there we go.
Up the inside.
The inside, brilliant move there. So that was up the inside of Zaruta, wasn't it? Zaruta trying to get the switch back, but of course Mingoya will have the inside now going into the last chicane. So into third, so that's 1 down, 2 to go for Mingoya.
There you go, textbook. Just as we were talking about it, that's exactly what happens. Absolutely fantastic performance, and it's a top 3 already for Tony Mingoya off on the restart, and that is pretty special up into third position. So there's not much Zaruta can do about it except watch and look for an opportunity. Here he goes.
Here he goes. He's going around the outside at turn 1.
Yes,
there's also jostling between Portlock and the 95 of Russell, who has something hanging off the back of his car.
Yes, I think he's got a bit of, it looks like a bit of ticker tape or something hanging off the back of the car. But at the inside comes Mingoya to try and defend from Zaruta going round the outside. Mingoya holding on to that third position, really keeping charge of things at the moment. Fantastic stuff, and making sure, oh, there's an off from one of the leaders. Somebody has gone too deep at the Dean Hairpin. Something has not gone right. Now, who is it that's got caught up there? Somebody has lost some big time there, but kicked up the dust. I don't know whether it's a full off or it's... Well, I wonder, it could have been Portlock. No, Portlock is still there in position. I wonder if one of the drivers just got wide and kicked up the dust rather than actually running fully off the circuit. So it is a tricky situation. All you've got to do is put 1 foot off onto the grass at this particular circuit, and you throw up all kinds of dirt, muck, rubbish, you name it, and it is not easy to keep the car on the circuit when you are battling in a huge gaggle of cars up at the front of the field. That's when you're most likely to lose it.
That is spread out the leaders. You can see Nuttall now all of a sudden has a big lead from Andre Sinclair, and Mingoya now back to third. So who will be starting to set the pace now and closing in these gaps? Nuttall's doing a perfect job at the moment, though, isn't he? He hasn't even,
certainly is, yes.
Really has to defend, but there's a massive battle going on for fifth, I think it is. Looks like a big queue of cars. I think
yes, it is.
That's the battle with Portlock and Russell, isn't it?
But it's now got Sparshot and Nordhoff on the back of it. Weaver and Hume aren't too far away either, so it's a great little squabble. And here comes Zaruta's going to try and get on Mingoya. He's not going to make it easy for him, but Mingoya makes him go round the outside. Zaruta's still got the straight line speed. He might be able to get on his back round the outside. They are side by side nearly. Zaruta trying to go round the outside. And in comes Portlock. In comes Portlock to the inside line. Portlock is going to try and snatch fourth place here. Zaruta hangs it around the outside. There's not a lot of room. Oh, it's getting close. I don't know. Did they quite manage to get through together? This is brilliant stuff. Very close quarters racing, and already it looks as though Zaruta has got several drivers snapping at his heels here. Magnificent stuff. Wow, Nuttall out in front, Sinclair in second. They are disappearing from the rest of the field.
There's 6 cars back in this battle now. It's a huge train, isn't it? As we come around, I think Mingoya's just got a slight gap.
Now, I think that's Sparshot having made his way up into 4th position. Wow. That is some great work there from Sparshot, who was in 7th going into this lap. I think he's now pushed his way forward into 4th position. I wonder if a couple of the drivers might have gone a bit too wide at the Dean hairpin, and he's managed to pick up the pieces there. It's very, very close at the moment as they run down towards Tarzan once more. Nuttall and Sinclair are in a league of their own out in front.
Mingoya defends now for 3rd, so he must have made a mistake.
And it's not Zaruta. Zaruta has dropped back a few places, I think, so Zaruta is down in about 6%. Oh no, it is Zaruta, my apologies. Yes, Zaruta is still there in 4th position, still struggling to hold off the attentions of Tony Mingoya, who is the championship leader coming into this one. 3rd position is not exactly what he wanted out of this one, but he's working hard and still pushing on. Here's Nuttall, Andre Sinclair in 2nd place, and the battle for 3rd is a 3-car brawl.
And an 8-car.
Yes, it is. Mingoya, Zaruta, Portlock.
Look at Portlock, he's gone up the inside of the pair of them. They nearly go through across. Mingoya just on the inside now as we sweep through turn 1. Zaruta's on the outside.
Oh, it's nearly 3 wide. Portlock's going to dive on the inside of both of them, is he? Tony Mingoya shuts the door. You're not getting through there, but here comes Russell on the inside. Wow. Russell is there, so too is the 6 of Sparshot. This is amazing. Great racing wheel to wheel in this one. Absolutely terrific stuff.
Zaruta was hung out to dry there as 2 more drivers threw it up the inside of him as he was trying to pull off a switchback. You can see now the 2 leaders are well clear. So who's in 3rd now after all that? Still Mingoya.
Yeah, Mingoya's just held on to his advantage, but Portlock is up to 4th place. Zaruta still looks to be there in 5th place.
In fact, I think Zaruta is in 7th place. I'm not too. I'm just looking at the colour of the roll bars. I think
it could well be Zaruta down in about 7th place now. With certainly Russell is up there in about 6th position. Portlock was in there now to 4th position. Sparshot, Nordhoff, and Weaver are all fairly close. Certainly Sparshot and Nordhoff are very close in that battle, with Weaver a few tenths back. Now here is Nuttall.
Away, isn't he?
Yeah, Stephen Nuttall and Andrew Sinclair have got one hand on the trophies they were looking for already. Portlock trying to make his move on Mingoya. Zaruta, is that still him in 5th place? Yes, it is. So Zaruta finishing up in 5th position for the moment. 6th place looks to be Russell, battling it out with Nordhoff and Weaver. Not so easy to predict how this one is going to finish. Nuttall leading, Sinclair 2nd. We look back to 3rd position, and it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, is that Zaruta in 5th or is he in fact in 7th?
Yeah, he is 7th. Yes, he is 7th.
Is now got Portlock coming around the outside. This is the number 6 of Sparshot. Where has he come from, Jake? Now he's looking to get up the inside of the pair of them.
Yes, Sparshot is up to 5th position now. He's looking to try and make the move on Portlock. Portlock goes around the outside of Mingoya. Sparshot trying to dive up the inside. Sparshot makes a banzai move into Dean Hairpin up the inside. Thank you very much and good night into 4th place. Very nicely done. And that has put Sparshot right into the firing line for a top 3 position here. And, well, that's one of the course cars making its way on the infield. Sorry, I thought he was making his way onto the track there. It was a bit misleading. But one of the course cars just moving its way out of position. Mingoya has got the work cut out here because he's got Sparshot, Portlock, Russell, and it looks to me now to be Nordhoff up into 7th place. Zaruta is in there with Weaver and Hume. This is ending up being quite a topsy-turvy afternoon for them.
Yeah, there's about 8 cars now joining the party here. Mingoya, who would have called it that he would have spent the whole race driving around the inside of the track? But he's doing a great job to holding these drivers off. The problem is, Jake, every time they get down to the Dean hairpin, the guy in 4th's trying to go for the outside, and then that's leaving him vulnerable, and they're leaving the door open to the 6 other drivers we've got behind to throw it up the inside and just tuck in behind Mingoya. So Mingoya doing everything right so far. I have a feeling though someone's going to just come up and try it round the outside.
Absolutely, it's not going to be so clear cut as all that. Nuttall, Sinclair, the battle between them. The gap was 1.9, it's now 1.9, so they are absolutely matching each other.
Oh, and Mingoya's been done in the chicane.
Yes, Mingoya, it's going to be...
That's Portlock and there's Sparshot up the inside. Russell's...
Oh, it's going to be 4 wide here because Zaruta is up at the 6th position again past Russell. And it looks to me as though, Russell around the outside, sorry, he's up to 4th position. So Zaruta and Sparshot have been left out to dry. Sparshot trying to go for the inside line, Zaruta around the outside. Very close indeed, amazing stuff, and it looked as though Portlock was in there as well, trying to take advantage of the situation in the 78, but he just couldn't find the space to get through on the inside. Tony Mingoya hanging on to 3rd position. How has he not been swamped by the entire pack at this point? He is doing a great job.
Yeah, he's just doing everything right, parking it on the apex, leaving the drivers no option but to try the outside, and then he knows that there's a big queue of cars, so they try and go around the outside of him. They'll be getting done at the inside, but you can see he's just got a gap now, hasn't he, as they go from Piff Paff.
That's right, he's left the battle in their own hands. He's kind of waited until it's all bunched up, and then bang, I'm going to get into 3rd gear and power away from you all. And he's done exactly that. Nuttall 1st, Sinclair 2nd, Mingoya 3rd, and then it's anybody's guess what happens behind them.
Yeah, I think it might be Portlock at the moment, as there's a yellow flag. Have we got safety car? Yeah, we do.
Safety car again.
Car out.
Safety car again here. Safety car has come out now. We don't know what this is for.
Is that road slats? Yeah. See the recovery vehicle coming out.
That's right. Yeah, safety car has come out again. So here we go into the chicane then for the end of the safety car period. The safety car is peeled off, and has Nuttall got the best possible start? We'll have to look and see as he comes out of the final turn. Oh, he's not done too bad. It wasn't as good as last time, but he hasn't done too bad. Sinclair is right on his tail though, and it looks like Sinclair's got a good run.
Yeah, he's defending now, Nuttall. He's going to have to defend. Sinclair's coming up to him so fast. Has he got an extra gear in that car or something?
I think maybe Sinclair's going around the outside. Andres Sinclair's going to try and snatch the lead here. This is really good. Andres Sinclair's going to have to brake later than Nuttall. Nuttall dares him on the brakes. Nuttall locks up big style. Sinclair might be able to get him back on the undercut. There's not much between them. We think Sinclair might have just managed to get into the lead. Nuttall holding on there. Nuttall has hung on to the lead at the start of this one. This is close.
I think Mingoya's still in 3rd, as we see. Yeah, he's not holding back, is he? There's Andres Sinclair. He really went for it, and it was really good to see. They just both, they kind of went past their usual braking point, and then both thought, oh, they're going to need to make a break here. We're going to make this go.
We've got a nice little trio battling at the back of the field there. Crawford, Ledger and Richterink are still having a nice friendly scrap as they battle for all the lower positions. But if these battles at the front get too close for comfort, they might be scoring a lot more points than they first thought. Yes, tyre screeching, it's under pressure. Nuttall is working very hard indeed here, and he is just in front of Andres Sinclair. But the battle for 3rd is brilliant. Mingoya is under massive pressure on this restart.
Yeah, he's doing what he was doing before the restart. That's basically what's just happened. The 2 leaders have gone. Mingoya is now having to defend from the likes, well, of Zaruta, Portlock, Russell. They're all in behind him. I think Russell's the next along behind him in 4th place. Out the last corner now. Nuttall looks like it's going to be the lead.
Oh no, hang on a moment, because we've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. So that means we're going to get an extra lap in here. We are going to get an extra lap in.
Russell goes for Mingoya.
And Sparshot's making a move on Zaruta at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see what happens with Mingoya there. And Russell's gone for the outside, going into the Dean hairpin. Russell's got extremely late on the brakes. But
So is Mingoya. Oh, it's close on the inside line. Mingoya trying to hang on to the inside lines. It looks like Russell's gone a bit wide. And it's definitely very close comfort for 4th position. Great battling. Russell and Zaruta and Sparshot all having a nice little scrap there for 3rd position. It looks to me as though Nuttall has got this one from Sinclair. I think Sinclair's missed his opportunity really with a lap and a half to go.
Ooh, who's that? Zaruta's gone round the outside, it looks like there of... Was that Sparshot?
I think it was, yes, you're absolutely right. Sparshot going up the inside of Zaruta. How on earth did he find the space for that? Absolutely brilliant from Sparshot.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the Tarzan hairpin now, because we've got Mingoya battling with Russell, and then we've got the whole rest of the field scrapping over what must be 5th position. Here we're waiting for them to come to view now. Here they come, Nuttall. And I tell you, the gap's coming down between the two leaders.
It is. Sinclair does seem to be gaining some time. Mingoya doing the best he can.
Sparshot's there, but someone's trying to come around the outside of him.
Now that looks to be...
Is that Zaruta or is that...
No, I think that might be... I think that is... I think that's Portlock. I think that is Portlock trying to make his way through.
Oh, there was a massive lock-up. You can still see the smoke coming up there. Someone locked up massively going into the last chicane.
Last lap.
And Mingoya. Have we lost Mingoya?
Yes, Mingoya's dropped back. Where's Mingoya?
No, Mingoya must have
gone wide. Where is the championship leader?
I think he's in...
Russell is third, Sparshot. Portlock, Zaruta, Mingoya's down to 7th and he's in trouble. He's got something banging up the side of the car. This is drama big style here in the Tracksport Championship. The championship leader is in trouble.
Watch Zaruta, he's trying to come up the outside.
Big lock up for Russell in 3rd place. Ooh, Sparshot looking for an opportunity up the inside. There's not much of a gap, but he's going to try and find one if he can.
Yeah, he also had Zaruta trying to come around the outside of him, but he was trying to go up the inside of someone else. So we nearly had a 3 wide scenario there, as out in front, Nuttall is being caught massively here, but I think...
I don't think he might run out of time here.
Yeah, I think we should concentrate on the battle for 4th place, because that's where it's all kicking off.
Well, it looks to me as though Sparshot has been passed by Portlock for 4th place. Portlock is back in the 4th position. Sparshot swarming all over the back of him. And in 6th place, Zaruta, with Mingoya down in 7th place.
Yeah, and Mingoya's defending.
Mingoya's in massive trouble here. He's got Nordhoff, Hume, Weaver, Taylor, Ledger, and Crawford pretty much all hammering on his back bumper there, trying to find a way to get past him. Whereas Nuttall and Sinclair battling right to the last. Sinclair knows that Stephen Nuttall will be pushing it. A little bit of a slide from Nuttall, but Sinclair is not close enough to take advantage of that. And up the inside, that is Sparshot making the move on Zaruta. Zaruta is not being allowed any room to get by. And it looks good, into the final bend. Nuttall has defended well from Andres Sinclair in all 3 starts of this race. And he has driven this race to perfection. Stephen Nuttall comes out of the final corner, down the straight, takes the checkered flag. Stephen Nuttall wins it. Great job. Andres Sinclair is 2nd and 3rd across the line. It's going to be close, mind you.
Here we go.
It is just the 95 of David Russell, who gets there just in front of Nick Portlock. Absolutely brilliant. Mingoya getting caught.